Hello teachers and welcome back. This is now lesson 2. Here is the target pages that we're going to be teaching in lesson 2, and as you can see it's our story time, and this is now page 10 and 11. So this is what we are focused on for lesson 2. I will quite comfortably ask my students to open up their books and go to page 10 and 11. The reason for that is because they're much older now. They quite easily can orientate themselves around a textbook. And I want them to kind of enjoy the pictures. I want them to enjoy this visually, I should say. What I'll do is I'll describe to them what's going on. I might elicit some responses just to kind of pique their interest, get them focused in on what's going on. But generally speaking, I want them to have a very extensive way of engaging with the text. I will also draw their attention to the narrator part. So for example, you can see it's in pink. Says it's 9 o'clock. Now, some of the students might not be familiar with 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 11:30. Okay, the time. Don't teach it too much. That's not where you're supposed to go, but it is important just to allow them to understand what 9 o'clock might mean. For those students who haven't seen it for a long time, well, then they'll be reminded of it, okay? Then the students might not know ordinal numbers, first, second, third. So the first lesson is, the second lesson is, the third lesson is, or they might have forgotten about it. So as we said with first, second, third, they also might not understand what is next, what is last, okay? So make sure to bring their attention to that. And then finally, we've got break time. So again, the kids might not necessarily know exactly what break time means. So it's important for you as the teacher to help them know that and contextualize what is going on in the story. Now, if you're a Vietnamese speaking teacher, good job. Just give a quick translation. That's not a problem at all. If you're only an English speaking teacher, then make sure that you can describe those things, contextualize them a little bit, but then move on quickly, because of course that is not your target vocabulary for this particular lesson, but they do need to understand what's going on. Right. So I'll say, all right, boys and girls, stand up, please. And then I'll ask team number 1. All right, team number 1, team A, ready? Read panel number 1. Team B, read panel number 2, something like this. And so just generally speaking, getting the energy up, the energy levels up, and having the whole class read together, which could be a lot of fun. As the kids are reading, I'm going to be writing down the key vocabulary on the whiteboard, okay? This way I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And while they're reading, I'm also listening to their abilities. Maybe they're stumbling over a few words, maybe they're hiccuping, whatever it might be. Either way, you as the teacher are going to be writing down all of those words on the board. Now, once the kids have finished their reading, you will then say, all right, boys and girls, fantastic. Please tell me what is amazing. And maybe some student will say, oh, teacher, amazing is very, 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 very good. Okay, good. What is nervous? Teacher, oh, I'm so scared, something like this. And again, we are now in book 3 of Give Me 5, which means that the nouns we are learning are not always concrete, or they're a bit more abstract. Okay, we have abstract nouns as opposed to, how can we say? They're solid, okay? So, solid nouns versus non-solid nouns, concrete nouns versus non-concrete. So, material, immaterial, there we go. Material, I mean, you can actually touch the noun, okay? I can touch a pencil case, I can touch a table, I can touch a thing. Immaterial or abstract nouns, nervous, amazing, brilliant at, something like this. These are not things that the kids can touch, and you have to be able to explain them or at least use them in context. So that's very important to understand. Once the kids have been able to speak the words properly, once they've been able to understand the words properly, great, not a problem. Now we can move on to the next thing, and that is going to be an activity called heart attack. Now the words are on the board, and the teacher's going to read, and the teacher's going to read with the best intonation as possible. So the teacher's going to say something like, it's 9 o'clock. And as soon as the kids see the key word on the board, boom, they're going to clap their hands. If they clap their hands, they get a point. It's 9 o'clock, and the first class is arts and crafts. Boom, they get a point. Da 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 da. And as they go along, that's amazing. Boom. It's brilliant. Boom. It's time for this. Boom. Okay. And as the teacher reads through and through, the kids will clap or shout, will shout or clap their hands. The first kid to do that will then get a point. Now, when playing this game, don't write down too many words, otherwise the kids are clapping all the time. And keep your eyes and ears open because some kids are very, very quick. And that's why the game is called Heart Attack. Okay, it's quite a fun activity to do. And it's very much for listening. And the kids are listening for those key words, but they're also listening to you as the teacher who is modeling. Okay, you are doing the intonation, you're doing the enunciation. You are the model for the students. Okay, once you finish that activity, we've got the book over here. And now I'm going to ask my students to break up into small little teams, and they're going to practice for a little while. Then I'm going to say, all right, team number one, whatever, you 4 kids, you guys are going to come over here. And then they're going to stand up and then they're going to read for the class. And I'm going to assign which kid reads what. So one kid will be the narrator, another kid will be Josh and Lily, and another one will be Ravi. The teacher here only has one chance to speak, so I will be the teacher. Welcome to your new school, Lily and Josh. Lily and Josh, thank you. And then they go through the story like this, okay? And I'm actually only assigning page number 10 for reading because it's enough, okay? It's really enough for the kids to read, and it's enough for me to give them points, okay? So that is now the reading activity. All right. For those teachers who have enough time, you can move on to the next page. For me, I wouldn't be doing that, okay? That's just what I wouldn't be doing, but I included in there for some of the teachers who are able to finish all of that. All right, teachers, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you learned something new. Subscribe if you want to get the latest video, and I shall see you in the next one. Take care until then. Bye-bye.